This conference will now be recorded.
Done.
Okay, great.
I'll take attendance again, so Kim, Dave, Sally, Melinda, and RuPaul and myself are present. Ann Yeager is on vacation, and we may have Lee and Marcus join us eventually. So we have a disclosure of pecuniary interest, if applicable.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Here,
Has everyone had a chance to look at the agenda?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes,
motion to approve today's agenda.
I so move.
Okay, second.
Linda,
Okay, all four.
Right.
Okay, approved. Review of draft minutes for the last meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those. And do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I can make a motion.
Sally, second.
Okay,
Melinda,
second.
all in favor? Okay, approved. Any business arising from the minutes for the January 12th meeting?
no,
So I think, Kim, do you want to wait to see perhaps if Lee and Marcus join us before we kind of do our quick little bios for RuPaul? Like, what do you want to do in that regard?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I just want to make a clarification after a meeting that I was in this morning regarding committees. It turns out that RuPaul, you and Marcus and who's our other, Leah, when they join us, you are going to be a voting member as of today's meeting. Reason being is because even though it was in closed session where council discussed your applications for membership on RAC and agreed at that time to appoint you, when they came out of closed session, they neglected to say your names in public. However, they did say to move forward with the RAC committee appointments. So between the CAO and the clerk this morning, they resolved that the intent was there for you to be appointed and that the minutes will reflect your names that you are appointed from that meeting. So therefore you are a voting member as of today's meeting. So welcome to Mono's Recreation Advisory Committee.
Thank you.
Wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
Okay.
well, that's great. And so would Lee and Marcus. Have you heard from them at all? I mean, maybe they're worried around, frustrated, can't get in, like I couldn't.
Yeah, they could be. I haven't, let me just check my email. I received word that they both planned on attending.
Yeah, that's why I wonder whether maybe their gizmo's not working.
Let me just take a quick look in my email here. Marcus, RAC February meeting.
Oh, up here, maybe go to.
Unfortunately, Marcus will not be able to attend. He has sent me a notification. He's at another meeting at the moment.
That's good. We know that now.
But I haven't heard anything from Leah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So we'll just mark Marcus and who did I just say?
Leah and Anne.
Marcus and Anne absent with notice. Okay,
Oh, right.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, here, try the new go-to. Maybe that was what was my problem.
Yeah, I find if you don't find the new go-to meeting, it doesn't want to cooperate.
I didn't see that. It was highlighted, but not highlighted enough to attract my attention.
Okay. Rupal, we're normally not this disorganized at the beginning of our meeting, so we apologize. Please bear with us here. We're normally a pretty good organized group, but technology.
Technology, yes, that's so true.
Anyways, well, why don't we start with introducing ourselves to Rupal so you know who we are. And what do you think, Mike? Are you good with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, did you want to start?
Sure. So when it comes to recreation, for the purpose of this committee, I believe this is my 5th year on the committee, about that. So now I'm the chair of the committee after Hayun stepped aside. I am the club tennis pro at the Orangeville Tennis Club and the Caledon Tennis Club. And I'm also involved in the Southwestern area competitive pickleball play as well. So that is about all it takes in terms of my experience for the Recreation Advisory Committee. And I've been bringing my kids to pretty much all of our events over the past 4 or 5 years too. So that's it for me. Sally, how about you?
Okay, I think I've actually been an official member for 2 years, maybe. I can't remember, but I've been an unofficial member probably for over 15 years.
Yep.
I volunteered. My husband is Dave, so I always volunteered at a lot of the events. I wasn't on the committee, and it wasn't until a couple of years ago I decided to join the committee because I was doing a lot of volunteer work anyway. I'm a retired teacher. We've been living out in Mono since for almost 30 years now. And I'm involved in just lots of recreational things around Mono, cross country skiing. I also play pickleball locally with the Mono Pickleball Club, and I just started a few years ago, and it's really fun. And I just enjoy going out and helping out with the events at with the town of Mono. So that's what I do.
Councillor Davey.
Hi, Paul.
I
I guess I'm the longest serving member on the committee. It's been at least 10 years and probably a bit more than that, maybe 15. I'm very involved with the Bruce Trail, also on the board of the Mono Nordic Ski Club, and that's probably enough said.
No
That
pick-
book covered.
no pickleball.
No
No.
pickleball for me, not yet.
Not yet. Ooh, there's promise maybe there.
Yeah, he said that out loud. Wow. Hi, Rupert. Welcome. I'm a council member. I've been on RAC though since I moved to Mono in 2008. So I guess it was after the meeting of the last council. So 4 or 5 years I've been on, and I don't on any of the clubs actually. I don't play pickleball, and I don't. But I'm not a member of the Mono Nordic. But I'm an avid helper outer when it comes to events, and so I really enjoy being part of our events, Halloween party, Winterfest, and everything. So that's why I'm really keen to be involved with this committee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Davey. And Kim, why don't you briefly talk about yourself for RuPaul's sake?
Okay, so my name's Kim Heaton. I'm the Director of Recreation here, so I sit as the staff member on this committee. And I've been with the town of Mono for 33 years now. So quite a bit of my working life has been spent with Mono, and I know all of these people very, very well, and I'm proud to be able to call them my friends as well as my co-workers on this committee. We're a really great group in that it takes a real team to be able to put these events on that the town of Mono has become renowned for, and these events wouldn't happen without this committee. So I feel pretty privileged to be able to be working alongside such an incredible, talented, and committed group of people. So yeah, you've joined the right committee, that's for sure.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to.
Okay, thanks, Kim. RuPaul, so now you know a bit about us. Why don't you share a little bit of information about yourself so we can get to know you a little bit better?
Sure. My name is Rupal Patel. I came to Canada 22 years ago, and I've been in Mono resident for over a decade. When we moved from Brampton, we didn't know anyone, but my family loved this place, and right now we have wonderful neighbors, and it's like a family. And I'm working in trade and customs compliance industry for over 20 years. And I'm an active committee member in inclusion and diversity program at my work. And I have been teaching, I used to be, I just stopped, but I have been teaching folk dance and classical Indian dance to the year 5 years to 16 years old kids. And my students participated in a number of events like Kera Brem, Kera Saga, Jira Street, and then Harbourfront in Toronto, and Bata Museum. So these are my background, and and I always love Greenbelt, and I love the small town like Mono, and it's really, I love to explore more. And I'm looking forward to be part of the committee member and activities and responsibilities. So excited.
Super. Well, thank you for that. That sounds great, and we look forward to meeting you in person at the next event. Okay. So Kim, I'm assuming no delegations today.
None. You're right.
Unfinished business and deferred items.
Oh,
I don't think we have any.
I think we finally cleared off that list.
Okay. Okay, so let's get into the Winterfest review then.
Okay, so first thing is just to let you guys know that I think that this was one of the best Winterfests that we've ever had.
It was good. Perfect
It
weather.
was, oh, what a difference Mother Nature makes when she cooperates with us. What an incredible. Rupal, we held, just for a little background, we held Winterfest on February the 5th. And we probably had, I'm guesstimating, between 500 and 600 in attendance at least that day. It was, we had horse-drawn sleigh rides. We had an incredible obstacle course that was a ton of fun, which Mike set up, and Dave. It was great. Mike and his kids were there, and some other helpers. Mike, I'm not sure who they were, but please extend our thanks to them. We had cross-country skiing, we had snowshoeing, we had tobogganing, we had ice skating. And for all of those events, we provide the equipment. People very kindly from the various clubs will bring up the equipment such as the skis from the Cross Country Ski Club, and the Upper Grand School Board donates the snowshoes to us for use for the day. The town of Mono has a few crazy carpets that we let kids toboggan on. But the only thing that we don't provide are the ice skates. So, and then we also have a fire pit going where the kids are able to roast marshmallows.
Oh, wow.
It's
It sounds
amazing.
good. Yeah, I
And
miss it.
we offer hot apple cider outside
Wow.
that the counselors serve up, as well as our MPP, Sylvia Jones, was there this year, as she is every year, helping serve the cider. And then inside the community center, we're packed with various community groups who come and highlight all of the different activities that they provide for the town of Mono. It could range anywhere from the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Committee to Heritage Committees to the Rowing Club to the Bruce Trail organizations to our Hockley Historic Hall and Community Church. Anyways, we had 13 different booths there this year, sharing information about what they provide to the town. And then we also have our Snowflake Draw, where local businesses sponsor the draw by the donation of prizes, and then people purchase tickets for 50 cents
Mhm.
each to get access to the draw. And the draw is what subsidizes the event for us because we do have to pay
Yeah.
for the horse-drawn sleigh rides. We also have live entertainment, which we have to pay for. And the event is free to anyone who comes. We don't charge for anything except for if they want to have something from the lunch counter.
Mhm.
So this year, the lunch counter was looked after. First year that it wasn't looked after by the Recreation Advisory Committee, it was looked after by the Mono Pickleball Club.
Mm.
And they provided the food and the drinks. They provided the volunteers to staff and cook, and it took quite a load off of the RAC committee from having to look after that. And in the meantime, it also helped the Mono Pickleball Club because we are working in partnership with them right now for the construction of 6 new pickleball courts at Mono College Park. Um, so we have an agreement. We have been given funds. The town of Mono was successful in a grant application for $150,000 for the building of these 6 pickleball courts. And then when we coupled that along with monies that the town has put towards the project and possible additional grant monies from another grant that
Got it.
we've applied. I know.
We got it.
I just wasn't sure if it was public knowledge yet, so I was trying to be
It went out
very
in it went out in a newsletter today. Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so we are the recipient of another $25,000 from the New Horizons Seniors Grant Program, which is great news. Anyways, that's a little bit of a sidetrack about pickleball here in Mono, but it was great having the pickleball club look after the lunch counter at Winterfest, and I'm sure Sally will give us a report on any monies that they were successful in, hopefully fundraising for that day. As far as the snowflake raffle goes, we brought in between that and the sale of our popcorn, $1,490, which is the best we've ever done between those two things. And those monies supported the costs of our horse-drawn sleigh rides and our entertainment. So they really went a long way. The Snowflake Raffle really goes a long way in helping to support this event. So there you have it. Yes.
Melinda,
Kim, for clarification, do you, I forget how much do the raffle tickets cost? Are they
Raffle,
50?
yeah, raffle tickets are 50 cents each, or for $5, I think you get 12 raffle tickets,
Right.
and for $10, you get 30 raffle tickets.
I'm sorry, for $10 you get 30, right. So the people that, like, there was a lot of people who clearly stuffed the boxes because their names kept coming up. So, but it's still excellent value for the things that they're walking away with, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I'm just wheels turning, just wondering whether maybe we should, has it been 50 cents forever?
Yeah, and I'd like to talk to you about that, because I was very tempted to, throw it out there to put the prices up for the raffle, but we hadn't discussed it here at the committee level, so I didn't do anything about it. But I would like to talk to you about we possibly putting that up. We haven't. I think they were 25 cents, 30 years ago.
Right.
But they've been 50 cents now a ticket for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, in my opinion, the prizes justify an increase over 50 cents.
Yeah, the prizes were really quite terrific. And I was unaware that I guess it's the Halloween party we give the popcorn away. How much do you popcorn?
We only charge $1 a bag.
$1 a bag.
Was it $1 a bag or 50 cents?
It was 50 cents, I thought. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it was 50 cents a bag.
But the prices, even the prices of the food we charge, like, it's pretty cheap. Like, like they were getting these giant cookies for $2 and stuff like that. And you can't go anywhere really and get food that cheap. I think it's and same with the raffle. But the people were crazy about the raffle. The hardest part about the raffle is filling out those silly tickets. It takes forever. Because if you buy, some people are buying, like, I think people, like, I bought 30 tickets, and I don't know, it took me forever to put my name and phone number on it. But
I know.
I don't think there's
That's why the
I don't
writing
think
that it's hard for me to read what it says because people have filled it out quickly, right?
yeah, but I watch some people bought a ton of tickets, and they just sat there at a round table. They just wrote forever.
Dave.
Maybe later we can talk about raising prices.
Thanks, Mike. I agree. I think the event was a great success. There was just one sort of downside to it. I think that the event was probably a COVID-19 super spreader event.
Oh.
I know of about 6 people that ended up with COVID within a week, including Sally and me.
Oh,
We got it.
Did you
Fred
get
and Franca got it.
Fred and Franca, a couple of other people from the pickleball group. So, I think if we had all the statistics, I think we'd find quite a few people came away from that event with COVID.
Oh, wow.
From being in
Go ahead, Melinda.
From being inside, is that your take?
Dave was outside most of the time.
Oh, I know, but you inside the whole time, right?
Yes. Anyway, nothing we can do about it now, and hopefully next year maybe it won't be a factor, but it might be something we have to keep thinking about as time goes by. Who knows?
Right.
Just wear a mask.
May I ask, Sally, do you know how much money you guys made on the food, which you ran out?
We just made over $1,000, which was pretty impressive. Yeah. About 1,000.
Wow.
I think it's maybe 1,060 we made.
Is that, Sally, is that sales or is that net?
That's profit.
Very good.
We sold out of everything. We probably could have completely sold out of everything we had, other than pop and things. We had some pop left over, but we probably could have sold a few more hot dogs. But that was like I think it was like 100. It was 100 wieners, and then we sold everything vegetarian. We sold all the vegetarian chili. We sold. We had 12 vegetarian hot dogs. They all sold. So everything sold, and we had a lot of people choose vegetarian. Because I think we have to look at our population. We have more people who are vegetarian So
Well,
we offered that and we sold everything.
that's a COVID change then, because the last time we had the event before COVID, we all went home. Everybody went home with a pot of leftover vegetarian chili because nobody. So
Well, we only made one pot, so it might have been that we didn't have as much chili as there has been in the past. So we sold out of everything. But we
I'm
reduced
vegetarian.
like that amount.
I'm ve-
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian.
are you?
Yeah.
There we go.
Would you eat a vegetarian hot dog or a vegetarian chili at an event like at Winterfest? Okay, so there's some. I know Franca. There's lots of people that are vegetarian. So
Yeah.
I
The
must
only
say,
thing I would
it
suggest
ran
is I
very
have received,
smoothly.
what?
The food counter, I was just gonna tell Sally, it ran to sell out of everything and have it run so smoothly. I mean, I went a number of trips because my kids wanted more and more hot dogs, but never a wait and a nice surprise with an offer of chips as well.
yeah, that was Anne's idea, and that worked really well. Where you get the little bit of chips, and then rather than doing buns with butter, because then you have to buy buns, and if you don't use them, you have them left over. My son suggested saltine crackers, so we asked people, and that worked out really well. And that's easy to if you don't use them all, there's other places to use them up.
Yeah.
So, but those were popular, and we did it. I think you might have noticed we had the toonie table on the side, and we had two places to take money, so it worked out quite well. Plus, we had a lot of volunteers. Like everything ran really well.
No, it was great. My only suggestion, which I have received feedback on, is more food for next year.
Yeah,
Because
well,
people were coming in at 2:30 and it was shut down. So I just say take a look at what your numbers were. I mean, the fact that we had incredible weather
Yeah.
really added to the fact. Like it could have been a terrible day and you guys might have been going home with food. So it's hard to predict.
Well, next year we'll probably have some more hot dogs and things like that. Like so, we always have a little bit of that left over, and maybe a little more chili.
Well, I'll tell you, making $1,000, the kitchen has never made $1,000 in all of the years of Winterfest. We've never had a profit like that.
Yeah.
Ever.
We also had lower prices. Remember, we also had
Yes,
lower prices.
we did.
Our prices were still pretty cheap though. Like I compared the prices to the community where my cottage is, where they run events, and actually our prices came in lower than they charge. Like when they'll charge $5 for a bowl of soup or a sandwich. I thought we only were charging $3 for a hot dog with the chips, and yeah, it was pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I didn't have any comments regarding the price at all. I just had a couple comments regarding I went to get something to eat and
Yeah.
you know.
Next year we'll plan for more food.
Yeah. Other than that, I'd say it was great. And the fact that you made $1,000, that's awesome because I know the pickleball project with the courts, we're going to need every penny we
Oh yeah.
can get.
Fundraisers like that are very helpful to reach our goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our parking attendants were kept very busy. The parking lots were full and cars were parked down the road all the way to about Mike Park and Dave Dawes' house. So parking is becoming a bit of an issue at Mono Center.
Yes.
But Dave Daw and Craig Fleetwood were our two parking attendants, and they said they were pretty busy all afternoon long.
So Dave, was it the Bruce Trail that organized Dave Daw and Craig?
Well, I just asked them personally if they were available, and both of them said yes, so that was great.
I mean, that was just, I have to tell you, phenomenal. Because all of a sudden Dave Daw came up to me, had a parking vest on. He says, "I'm looking after parking for you today." And I went, this is the best. Like it was, and the fact that, they took it by the bull by the horns with that, and there were no parking. Like I had no parking issues the next day. Nothing reported. It was great.
Yep.
So,
Good.
please thank them. Very kind of them.
So, thinking on the fly here to make it easier for next year with respect to the raffle tickets, I think we can keep the same system for anyone who wants to buy a few tickets, but if someone's buying 20, 30, 40 tickets, I would imagine it'd be easier to register maybe your name and number at the table where they can have a list, and then just put your like initials with a code number beside your initials on each ticket, and then when the caller goes around to call the winners, they'll have a sheet that says, you know, number 11 is this person. So if they just see number 11 instead of a name and phone number on every ticket,
Mike, honest to God, I'm going to jump right in there.
Okay.
With the number of tickets or the number of people who purchased tickets and the fact that we had almost 80 prizes this time, and we give ourselves a half an hour to run the draw, we'd never make it. With having to go through there to say, okay, number 11 belongs to, and go through maybe 500 people.
Yeah.
Not going to happen, Mike.
Okay.
Just fill out the tickets.
Yeah, we have tried to figure out another way to do this so people don't have to fill out these tickets, but they have to put their names and phone numbers because some of them don't stay. We have to be able to get in touch with these people somehow.
My phone is gotta get a charger.
Okay. I would like to talk though about possibly raising the price of the tickets and what everyone's thoughts are there for the draw, just so that we've got it in our notes, and when we refer back to the notes for next year, we can say, yeah, we spoke about it.
Just don't go too high, because it's I think you have a lot of people that come back to Winterfest just for the snowflake draw. There's like, I remember, like I've been at the snowflake draw for so many years, and some people, I think it's the highlight of the event. So if you like were to double it to $1, I think a lot of people might be like, whoa, you can't do that. So you have to be really careful. Like maybe 75 cents, or change the when you buy the bulk tickets, change the price by a few dollars. But you got to be careful.
That's what I'm thinking too, is rather than give out 30 tickets for $10, that maybe you give out, I don't know, well, 25 tickets for $10 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can all just think about it and then come back afterwards, because you got to do the math. Like I said, if you double them to $1, people are gonna go like, they're gonna be like, what? You know.
People will just buy fewer tickets. If you make the price higher, people will just buy fewer tickets.
Yeah, but some people, like I watch people filling out those tickets, and I think you've got some core people that come out just for the draw, and you got to be careful.
Well, that may be true, but if they come and they've got $50 to spend, they'll still just spend $50. They just spend it differently, and they'll buy fewer tickets for the same amount of money.
The lowest price available was what, 33 cents? That's as low as they got in bulk?
Yeah. Well, you had
That's
to buy them
interesting.
both to get them that low, yeah.
Okay. So maybe we just.
Can you send us exactly how much?
Cents. And so we go start at 75 cents, and then they get as low as 50 cents in bulk.
Maybe you could send out just the past price on a little email, and then we can like do some math and figure it out, and then maybe come up with something.
Yeah, no, I can tell you, I'm correct in that they're 50 cents a ticket, 12 for $5, 30 for $10.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to remember for the planning for next Winterfest to discuss this again if we don't want to change it officially now.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Let's not make a decision now, but we certainly need to make a decision before next year.
Okay.
Kim, what, I know we had discussed the day before about the band playing either at the gazebo or upstairs. How did it come to be that he wanted to play like right outside the door?
He chose that spot. He got there and
Yeah.
he said, because the deck was, first of all, he wanted to play on the deck, and the deck was covered in snow. It hadn't been, we don't shovel it on a regular basis. So myself and another volunteer, we were out there trying to shovel like literally 2 to 3 feet of snow out there. And he came out and he said, you know what, this isn't, you're never going to get this flat enough for my speakers. And then he said, why don't I just go outside under the back portico? And at that time, by then the gentleman who was barbecuing for the pickleball club had said that he was going to change sides and go over to the side closest to the washroom. So that's when Jay said, I've got an outlet here, and it made perfect sense because he was right where everyone was. Like, it was a perfect spot for him.
Anyone have any other comments about Winterfest?
No, I suggest we maybe move on to the next item.
Okay, the euchre review.
Okay, so Rupal, just to bring you up to date on this one, is right on the back of the Winterfest. We held Winterfest on February 5th on a Sunday. On the following Friday, February the 10th, we held a euchre tournament at Mono Center. We did our very first euchre tournament a few years ago, just prior to everything being shut down for COVID. That was our first one. At that time, we had 18 people. This year, we had 60 people with the waiting list. And out of the 60 people, 56 showed up. So that was great. They'd all prepaid anyways, which was the way to go on this is the office staff have now figured out a way that people can pay online. So we don't have to worry about selling tickets or collecting any ticket money at the door. And at the event, we have a bar, and your ticket price of $20 includes one free alcohol drink. It also includes munchies for the evening, and $5 off the top of your ticket goes towards the prize money for the first, second, and third, and the most honest players of the evening. So we give out $300 in prize money, and we brought in $1,200, and we sold about $200 at the bar. So we brought in about $1,400 for the event, and had expenses. I'd have to go look back. We had expenses of approximately $150 for the special occasion permit, plus the bar was in about another $300, and about $450, maybe $500 there. $300 in prizes, $800, and then staff time. We definitely came out in the black on the event. It's not a huge moneymaker for us, but it certainly provides a fabulous evening of entertainment for residents, and all committee members are there helping out in various aspects of the event, and we've already been asked for a second event for this year. People were wanting to know when the next one was, and normally we just run one once a year at Valentine's, and they've already been questioning me. I've had phone calls asking when they can register for the next one. So,
St. Patty's
Um,
Day?
well, I thought about St. Patty's Day, but then I thought it was pretty close
That is
to one that
close.
we just ran. So I was thinking, and then I thought, well, then you're getting into Easter and people are going to want to be outside. So I was thinking about a harvest euchre.
Oh,
That's a great
okay.
idea.
A harvest euchre. And I actually put a date aside.
As long as it doesn't run into too close to the Halloween party.
Yeah, so let me tell you, let me see. Hopefully I was smart enough to make a note of it. Here. Let me just see. Calendar. Come on. Oh.
Harvest, like sometime the end of September, you're thinking?
I'm trying, yeah, oh shoot, I don't have that calendar here. I didn't put it in I think I was looking at,
Because October's tricky with Thanksgiving, one
yeah,
weekend, and then Halloween activities. But September,
I think I was looking at October 20th, maybe?
Well, that's 10 days before the Halloween party.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
I know.
I don't know about that.
yeah. The
Yeah, it might be
Halloween
a
party.
little,
What do you think, guys?
might be a little
I
too
don't
close
know.
to the Halloween party.
Okay.
That's too close to the Halloween party, in my opinion.
One little bit of feedback that I heard about this year's event, the February event, was that one or two people would have appreciated having a little more social time, like away from the card table, not playing cards continuously for the entire time, but maybe have a break in the middle where they could just go and pick up a snack and talk with people they knew or whatever. So maybe a slight change in the program for the evening.
I agree with you, Dave. We had 8 games scheduled, and we actually had scheduled a break, a 20-minute break between the 4th and the 5th game. But I think because we got started a little bit later, I think I even came over to you, didn't I, Melinda, and say,
Well, there had been somebody who had just asked me if we could have a longer, we had just broken for the regular 2 minutes between the games. And she had said, could we please have a washroom break? So, and in fact, she needed the whole time of the washroom break because she was the last one to come back. So that I had just said we could do that when you said, oh, we're going to have 10 minutes we had scheduled 10 minutes. And so then looking at the clock and this having started late and everything, yeah, we nixed it. But if Dave got a comment,
yeah.
then yeah, I think we should stick. I should have told the woman to just wait.
Can
You get an opportunity to go 10 minutes after the next round. But I was,
you drop one game out? Instead of doing 8, can you do 7? Is that possible? Just to make, because the evening was really long.
I think we still had time at the end. So I think we could still schedule that 10 or 15-minute break.
Okay.
We didn't get home till 10:30. It was just, I found it was quite a long evening. That's why I'm just saying, if you play 8 games and then you have a break, and then there's the introduction at the beginning took about 15 minutes. I don't even know what time they started playing. So it became
We were
kind of a long
late
evening.
starting.
We were late starting. We were supposed to start on the dot at 7:15. So I think that would be something to keep an eye on, is that we start playing at 7:15, and at 7 o'clock is when the announcements start, whether who's there or who's not. And plus we had a little bit of challenge with trying to, when we realized we had 4 people who didn't show up, to try and get the tables reorganized. Yeah,
So
I
is
think as
is
long
the
as we are aware that we need to provide that break in between.
well, is a euchre tournament always the 8 games? What about 6, 3 and 3 instead of 4 and 4?
Well, they normally say everything I've read was 8 games.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or have
All right.
people come maybe at 10 to 7 so you can explain all the rules and start a little earlier, that's all.
Yes, I like that idea, Sally. And in fact, you could almost have a cocktail half hour before
That's
the
great.
tournament. So if they want to
Yeah.
socialize before, come
I like
early.
that.
And then during the cocktail hour, you make all your announcements and then you say, okay, we're starting exactly at like
7.
7:10 or whatever time. So it starts a little earlier.
Good idea.
Okay. I really like
Yes.
the
Cocktail hour is a good
idea
idea.
of a 30-minute cocktail hour prior to.
Yeah.
Like come at
That's right.
6:30 even or something.
The bar was quite busy at the very beginning. As people came in, they all came to redeem their ticket and get their drinks. And so it was really busy at the very beginning as everybody got loaded up on their drinks. So a little bit more time for that would not be a bad idea.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay, do we want to set a date for a second one?
Yeah, so give me
Or-
some possibilities because it's going to depend on as well the bookings at the hall.
Yeah,
So
so
it's-
looking at the calendar, if you wanted October, Thanksgiving is there on the 9th, so you could do Friday the 13th. That'd be a fun theme. Friday the 13th.
I actually
Um,
thought about that when I thought I liked it. I thought it was a great.
and of course you could go the week before. No, that's Halloween, or that's
Actually, Friday the 13th sounds fun.
it sounds fun, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we still got 2 weeks till Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Great. Okay. I love it.
Okay, I'll put it in my calendar.
We can do things like try your luck. And,
The lucky 13 euchre.
That's right.
I love it.
Okay, it's time for Make Mono Shine.
Great.
Yes.
So Rupal, you need to put in your calendar right now, Friday, October 13th.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, good. Make Mono Shine, yeah. So that's scheduled. Make Mono Shine, Rupal, is an event that we put on that I don't want to say not commemorate, but recognize Earth Day, to recognize Earth Day. Okay, so the focus on this event is, going green and being good to the environment and recycling and reduce, reuse, and all of that good stuff. So the date for it is Saturday, April 22nd, which is Earth Day.
How many pounds of garbage were collected last year, Tim?
Ooh.
I believe we had over 600 pounds of garbage. Yeah, so we weigh every bag of garbage that comes in. And for every bag of garbage that people bring to us, they get a ticket. And that ticket goes into a hat that we draw from for prizes that, again, we get donated from local businesses in support of Make Mono Shine Day. So we'll have community booths out there again this year. Last year, we had Henry the Hiker, the Escapement Biosphere Conservancy, Escarpment, I should say, Biosphere Conservancy, the County of Dufferin Recycling, Mono Nordic Ski Club, Caledon Hills Bruce Trail, Dufferin Highlands Bruce Trail Biodiversity Committee, the Monopollinator Garden, the County of Dufferin Climate Action Team, In Our Nature Ecological Garden, Island Lake Rowing Club, Mono Tennis Club, and the CVC. Unable to attend were the NVCA, the Hockley Valley Honey Farm, Shine Baking, Manure Lawn Bowlers, and Dufferin County Forest Department. They were all asked and unable to attend.
Yes, and Rupal, we had, with that 600 pounds of garbage, that was on the most miserable day I can
Oh,
ever remember.
Cold and wet.
Cold, windy, wet. It just, oh, it was so miserable.
Right, so let's do it again.
Good weather this year. No rain, sunshine.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Put in the order right now.
okay. I'm actually having a meeting with the Caledon Hills Bruce Trail Club tomorrow. Normally, our club wanted to do something for Earth Day, and so they were going to organize an event. And I said, well, I can't be there. Dave won't be there. And so what I convinced them to do is they're going to run their event, but they're going to run it at Mono Center. We usually do it over at the 5 Side Road or something like that. So
Okay.
we're going to do, there'll be hikes, there'll be a display, and I think they're going to do some like it's going to be a fairly, we've got a lot of volunteers coming out for this one. So hopefully the weather will cooperate. And they're doing a lot of, we'll do a lot of our own advertisement within our club just to bring people out to come hiking at Mono Center and stuff like that.
That's
And if the weather's
fabulous.
nice, it'll be perfect. Yeah.
Like,
Dufferin will be participating, but in a smaller way because the Dufferin Club has a very big. They're doing one of their properties, the Pine River Nature Reserve. They're doing a big cleanup there, so most of their volunteers will be focused on that cleanup. But they'll still have set up a booth. But the Caledon Club will do their event over at Mono Center.
that's awesome. And please, Sally, if they want to call me and like anything I can do to assist, please let me know.
Okay. I'll tell them that tomorrow.
Yes. That is just great.
The most important thing we need this year is sunshine, and it may not be warm, but at least sunshine and no rain.
Now,
That's
also
what
last year we had a fundraiser for the Mono Tennis Club, so there were drinks and food, a barbecue. What do we know if the Mono Tennis Club or the Pickleball Club, if anyone is interested in opening a kitchen for this year?
Okay, the Mono Pickleball Club would like to. Well, Kim, you have to ask the Mono Tennis Club first because we don't want to step on their toes.
Right.
If they don't want to do it, the Mono Pickleball Club would do it. But
Okay, great.
It's really the Mono Tennis Club. They had it first, and so they should have first. They should say whether they want to do it or not.
Okay. I will talk to them tomorrow.
Okay. The Mono Pickleball Club is also gonna. We'll set up a booth there, and we're gonna do some things. We did something of our own fundraising where we did where people brought in their old puzzles, like puzzles they don't use anymore. A lot of people did puzzles during COVID, and we sold them to each other for $5. So I think we might do something like that. Just tell people to bring puzzles, and you can buy a puzzle for $5. And just donate like those things like that. And I was thinking of a few other. The other thing, I had an idea. You were going to do like a little garage sale, a trunk sale. I know you were going to do that another day, but have people bring in things that they don't want and exchange them with other people, or I don't know, like do a little
Yeah. I was wondering about that as to whether or not offer a few tables like for garage sale, like on the same day.
Or even a trunk sale, like people could just pull up their cars in a certain place and they just sell it out of the back of the car. I don't know.
we have to be cognizant of how much space we have, because the main parking lot will be for community booths and for people driving in with garbage and all of that, right?
That's true, yes.
And then, like Dave said, we're very limited in parking out there. So the other two parking lots would basically be for people attending the event. The only thing I could think of was closing off, the front circle and setting up like between the front circle and over by the playground area, setting like giving people an 8-foot, like selling an 8-foot table for $20 or something. We put that out for them, and they can come and put their wares on there.
How about on the rink pad? Can we do it like out there?
Or
What's
there's a
out
good
there?
idea. Yes, exactly, on the rink
Put the
pad.
tables
Great
out
idea.
there. It's a fenced in area, like it's like the board, like
I
the
like
boards are
that,
still up.
Sally. We could
Yeah.
set up all kinds of tables out there.
Weather permitting. If it's raining,
Pardon?
it won't be fun. Weather permitting.
Well, remember last year we said, okay, like anyone who's in attend, like we have to say we've got a rain date, because last year I think we would have changed it to the Sunday, except that our entertainment wasn't available. And I think there was something about Mono Cliffs Inn and providing the food. They weren't able to do it on the Sunday either. And one of the notes I had in my book is we wanted to let anyone who's a vendor or a community booth know that the 22nd is the date, but we want you to be available on the 23rd as well in case we need to call it for rain. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Yep. I think that that's an important thing to do.
I'll ask the people in the Caledon Hills Bruce Trail Club, because I know sometimes people have commitments with hikes and things like that. But I'll ask them whether they'd be able to do it either day. Some people can only make the commitment one day.
Okay. So I love the idea of the garage sale on the multi-purpose pad. I mean, people are going to have to setup might be a bit challenging because they're not going to be able to sell out of the boot of their car, unfortunately.
Well, can you put tables out there for them? Like,
Oh yeah,
can you bring them?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
they would just rent a table.
Yeah, we'll set up, 20 tables or whatever we can fit out there.
Just rent a table, so they can rent a table.
Yeah, it's just when are they going to set up? Because we start the event at 9 a.m. So I guess,
most people weren't around there. Like there weren't a lot of people around for the people with displays and stuff like that till because they came and got their stuff and they left. But you might have to consider this year, like, is there a way that people can pick up their bags in advance so they don't have to drive to Mono Center to get their stuff and go?
Well, we found a lot of people didn't do it. A lot of people just used their own bags.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another.
I mean, absolutely, we'll offer, like, people can come to the office to pick up bags the week before, and we'll have them available for them. But a lot of people didn't even use that. They just went out and picked up garbage. What I'm thinking is, what if we started the event at 10 a.m. as opposed to 9 a.m., which would give the people setting up for the garage sale and the community booths time to get set up.
Yeah, and it might be warmer too.
And it might be a bit warmer.
I have one other thing too that the Bruce Trail's doing. The former head of the Bruce Trail Conservancy, Beth Gillespie, she is now working at the Toronto Zoo, and she's doing all sorts of things with fundraising and environmental stuff. They're doing a cell phone collection, so the Caledon Hills Club is piggybacking on that. So we're going to be collecting used cell phones. So that's another thing we want to do. So we'll have a place
Oh.
where people can bring their used cell phones that they've wiped them clean and they don't want them anymore, and they recycle them. And they're doing this to save the habitat of the gorillas. I can send you more information about it. Or I think Colleen's running it. I can get her to send you some information. So we're going to do a cell phone collection as well. At the
I love
event.
that. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's highlight that we're doing a cell phone collection that day.
Well, all the reduce, reuse, like if you're doing the garage sale, the idea is that you're getting like, donate, don't throw out or whatever.
Right.
And then the cell phone collection, and you're doing the garbage and recycling collection.
Love it. Puzzles.
Puzzles.
What about
I
games?
don't know, what else?
What
Dave,
about-
you've got ideas for other things.
What about used games, Sally?
Used games work as long as they have all the parts. But the same as puzzles, you have to have all the parts. Used games would work. Yep. And
Do you want-
I don't know if we want to
I'm
get into
just trying-
books. Used
I'm
games
just
would
trying to
work.
think if we can advertise that we'll take donations at the office a week in advance of the event for you, if you like.
Sure.
I just want to clarify something here. Is this people donating a bunch of items like puzzles or games, and then we have staff manning the tables to sell it? Or are these people bringing stuff and they're manning their own tables?
The pickleball
No.
club would do the puzzles and the games, and they would have their own volunteers.
Okay.
And the cell phones would be done by the Caledon Hills Spruce Trail Club, so they have their own volunteers to collect that stuff.
Okay. So these are then items that people would donate so they could recycle to other community members then?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, well, we did it as a fundraiser. Like you buy a puzzle for $5, and
Yeah.
we did it as a fundraiser for our club. But
I'm just thinking there are a lot of do-it-yourself, virtual thrift shop marketers out there that would, love to be at an event and bring their van full of stuff to sell. So that is definitely not something that we would give them a table for.
well, I don't know. We have to. I don't know. For the tables, it's just got to be people in the community.
Yeah, for the tables, we'll make sure it's garage sale items that you can't, if you're a crafter, this is not a space, this is not meant to be come and sell your crafts. This is garage sale items only.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we call it the 3 R's tailgate sale.
That's a good
3
idea.
R's being reduce, reuse, recycle.
Okay.
Tailgate
Like it.
sale.
Yes.
So to help save gas for people in southern Mono, I was wondering what you thought of the idea of having a sponsor for the event, say Home Hardware, Home Depot, or Canadian Tire would donate a bunch of bags so that if people lived in one of the subdivisions and they wanted to pick up garbage, they wouldn't have to drive all the way to Mono Center and then drive all the way back down to their community. They could just go to Canadian Tire and grab 5 free bags or something and then stay in that area and pick up. Because I would think they would agree to donate some bags on a day like that.
I mean, it's an ask we can make. The other thing we can do is set up a table at Menorah outside, like say between 9:30 and 10:30, that you can come and pick up your garbage bags the day of and have a volunteer sitting out there that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the retailers would prefer that option. They just could donate a bunch of bags and then we take care of handing them out so they don't have to have their own employees taking care of that.
You could ask Glad, like, Kim, do you normally get the bags donated from somebody or do you buy them?
Buy them. Well, normally I get them from the county of Dufferin. They get me some garbage bags. I don't know
Okay.
where they get them from, but they give them to us.
There are organizations that you can get them from, like you can register your event. I don't know if they still have it. I used to do it when I did it in my school, and they actually
Okay.
provide the bags. But yeah, you have to register in advance. I don't know if the organizations are still doing that.
Is we are referring to plastic bags, or we are referring to plastic bags, or which kind
Clear,
of?
clear plastic bags for picking up the garbage, because the day of Make Mono Shine, the people who live in Mono go out. We ask them to go out and clean up around their neighborhoods, around in the parks. Some people actually, a number of people last year were cleaning up in some of the ditches. It's wherever it's safe and where they want to go. And it depends whether you have children or not, because you got to be in a safe space. So
Okay.
it was a cleanup. The main focus was a cleanup of Mono.
Yeah. Thank you.
Isn't
Yeah.
the company that makes Glad bags, is it not the Clorox company and it's located in Orangeville?
I think so. Are they
Yes.
still there? First Brands. Aren't
Yeah.
they called First
We
Brands?
donate bags. They donate bags to the
I'm-
Bruce Trail for our cleanups.
I know when Leila and John Fodor were on this committee, Leila worked there,
Yeah.
and she always brought out lots of free Glad bags and donated lots of stuff to the Snowflake Draw. So I think that company is still in Orangeville, and of course they have an abundance of garbage bags.
They have to be clear plastic, because otherwise
Yes, we know that, and I think they know that too.
I could arrange to have a few high school volunteers stationed at Menora Park who are looking for hours so that we don't pull ourselves away from the main event.
That's
That'd be
a
good.
great idea.
Sounds like a good
Yep.
idea.
Great idea, Mike.
One other ask I would have is that last year to weigh the garbage, someone provided me, I think, some type of fishing scale. And so it had a sharp edge to it that ripped open a lot of the garbage bags and was really difficult to maneuver. So if someone actually has a scale that I can just put on the ground and put the garbage on top of it, that would be a huge help.
I don't know if you can weigh it like on a bathroom scale. That was our fish scale. That's how I used to do the garbage audits at my school. You'd put the bags on, you hang them, and then you weigh them. But I don't know what else you could like
I
to
could
have a
just stand
scale on
on
the
the
ground.
scale holding the bag and then subtract my weight. So that I could do that.
Oh, you could do that if you got an accurate bathroom scale.
Only a guy would do that. A woman wouldn't do that.
What would be ideal would be the kind of scale that veterinarians have in their offices where the dog steps on and you got a digital readout. But where you would find one of those and be able to hook it up, I don't know.
What do
Mr.
you
Chairman,
wanna
I'm looking at the time. It's 4:49. We've got 11 minutes left to run in this meeting,
Okay.
and we've got a couple of items to address. So maybe we need to speed things up a little bit.
Okay.
What do you want to do about the weighing of the garbage? I don't want to leave it.
Let's think about it. Dave and I'll think of something.
All right. We'll just,
Okay.
if people put the word out that we need a bathroom scale that day, hopefully someone will help us out.
I'll just put up Mike, Dave, and Sally will come up with options. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay, that sounds.
Okay.
We've
I've
got,
got to get the advertising material ready for this. Time of the event. Are we going to go from as of 10 a.m. or are we going to start again at 9 a.m.?
10 o'clock's better.
10 is fine.
So too. So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or
Yeah.
1 p.m. What do you want? 2 p.m.
10 to 2, yeah, 4 hours.
10 to 2. Yeah.
Good enough.
And my one last question is live entertainment. Jay Kip's band is not available this weekend. Live entertainment is not cheap, just FYI. So I don't know what your thoughts are. If you have any other suggestions other than the Jay Kip's band, I have had one put forward to me, but I think they were about $1,000 for the band to be there for the day.
How about just use an iPod or like a playlist from Spotify and play it through the speaker? Because people kind of come and go.
Yeah,
It doesn't cost
I
anything.
think it's a good option. I like that idea.
I like that idea too. I just want to make sure that you guys are okay that we take the live music part out of this event.
I think it would be fine. Saves a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what do we want to talk about more, the summer music in the park or the bicentennial report?
Well, I think you guys need to talk about the bicentennial.
Okay, so Dave, that's all yours.
Okay, thanks. I've attended 2 meetings of the bicentennial committee up at Mono Center. They've got quite a big committee and lots of enthusiastic volunteers, which is good. The date of the event is going to be September the 16th. They've booked the hall at Mono Center, and Kim and her staff have been helping them out with that and getting them familiar with what's involved with it, which is great. They're looking to do a fairly low-scale event, not a repeat of Mono's Big Day Out, which was held a few times in the past. So during the daytime, and hopefully outdoors with nice weather, they'll have some live events, including some walking tours of both the village and the adjacent trails. They'll have some indoor displays that people can look at inside the hall, and those will be focused on history and heritage. But the sort of main event will be in the evening, and there'll be a dinner and dance, which will be a ticketed event with sort of limited advertising, limited to people that live in and around the community. And they're hoping it to be kind of a sort of like a high school reunion or a Mono Center reunion type of event for people that have a connection to the village. So they're hoping to sell 150 tickets for the dinner and dance with an after-dinner speaker. And so that's the general gist of the event. They're probably going to have it catered, and most likely catered, the dinner would be catered by the Mono Cliffs Inn. They asked what contribution Recreation Committee might be able to give them. And at the beginning, they didn't really know where they were heading with this or what we could or could not provide. I think at the beginning they were thinking we might be able to give them some budget, and I said, no, I don't think so. But I think, with the money they get on the ticket sales and the profit from their bar and so on, they're going to do fine financially. And Kim, I believe the town has made them a pretty a generous offer on the rental of the building, so that helps a lot. Am I correct in that?
They have been advised to go to council
Okay.
and request that the rental of the building be waived.
Okay.
Which council does have a donations budget for rentals, and I'm sure council would look quite favorably on that type of request. In addition to that, I believe the Heritage Committee is putting a budget for the event forward to be considered during budget deliberations, which are coming up next week. So
Yes, that's right. Yep. So anyway, I told them we could provide some volunteers, and I personally volunteered and said I would be happy to lead a walking tour over the adjacent trails, along with Dave Daw, who's the land steward of the new Bruce Trail property just south of the village. So we're going to do that part of it. What other volunteers might be required, it's not quite determined at this point, but certainly if anybody on this committee would like to be involved, then set aside the date of September the 16th. And you may be called upon in the future. You may wish to be involved. So I think that's probably about all that we need to say at this point. They'll be having further meetings and I'll attend. They hold the meetings live and in person. The last one was at Mono Center Community Center. The previous one was at the Town Hall. And I don't think they were available virtually, either one of them.
Do you have a date for the next meeting, Dave?
I'm not sure that I do, Mike. I would have to check. On that. I don't think I do have a next meeting date, but we could email Emily Collins, she's the chair, and find out what they're thinking on that.
Okay.
And although Emily's last name is Collins, she's a Turnbull, and the Turnbulls, of course, are one of the two founding families of the village. And there's lots of people on the committee that are very, very much involved in the village, including Signe and Kirsten Ball, and people from the Mono Cliffs Inn, and the Turnbulls, and Karen Rosenbrock, and Craig and Hyo Yun, who used to be on this committee, are involved. So they got lots of good workers there.
Great. Thanks, Dave. Okay. So it looks like we're going to have to defer the summer music in the park discussion. And now we need to pick our next RAC committee meeting date. So what are you thinking for that, Kim?
Just a second here.
Dave, can you check the calendar?
If I could just, reports from subcommittees, if I can just make a push, a plug here for the Mono Ping Pong Club. Play on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8:30 at Mono Community Center. And they've been out there for a couple of weeks now, and they're trying very, very hard to get their club up and running. It's a grand total of $20 to join for the season. And I've been out both nights now, both Wednesdays, trying to help them. And they play again tonight at 7. I'm not sure what the roads are going to be like, so I'm not sure if I'm going to venture out there tonight or not. But there's 3 tables set up. The first night I was out there were 6 players. It was great. We literally played for an hour and a half nonstop, ping pong, and it's the adult leagues, so it's for 16 and above. It's not meant for people to drop young children off. By all means, they would be happy to look at providing a program for younger members of the community once they get a club more established, and have volunteers from the club who would be happy to provide that service for the community. But right now they're really trying hard to get their ping pong club up and running, and it's great ping pong and lots of fun. And if you're looking for something to do on Wednesday nights, it's in the Lower South Room at Mono Center. It's fun. So if you can spread the word, and that would be amazing. Karen Rosenbrock is the person who is organizing it predominantly, but people are welcome to contact me as well, and I'll get them in touch with Karen. So,
And all levels, Kim?
oh yeah, for sure. All levels of play.
Okay. So for our next meeting, anyone have any conflicts we need to know about with vacations coming up?
I am away. Let me just get back here. I'm away from March the 17th, returning on the 28th.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So let's pick a Wednesday after the 28th.
So the 29th,
There's only one, or else
Only-
you get into April.
then we get into April. Oh,
That works for me. Wednesday, March the 29th.
3:30. Rupal, how is that time for you?
Is it in person or same virtual?
Virtual.
It will be virtual again.
Yeah, that's okay. I have to cover my hours, but that's fine. I can work. Wednesday 29, 3:30, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. Good for me.
Okay, that's great.
That worked for you too?
It's okay on our calendar for Sally and me.
Okay.
Yep, okay for me.
Great. Okay, so we'll make it Wednesday, March 29th at 3:30 p.m. And Kim, you can contact Leah and Marcus with that date as well, so they're on board. Okay. Okay, a motion to dismiss.
I move to adjourn.
Dave.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. Thank you, everyone, and if you're traveling, safe driving.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you. Good night to
Bye,
you,
guys.
everybody. Good
Nice to meet you, Rupal.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Going out to play in the snow now.
There you go. Do some skiing.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, God.